double main beam, triple brow-tines on both sides.
That's a stud whitetail.
Dude, that is unbelievable. That is a real problem.
And a bloody arrow with bubbles in it. Jeez. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, man! What is that?
Welcome to the Bowzone, where the big bucks roll. Draw back, let it fly, watch those antlers sky high.
Bowzone, a How to Hunt series powered by Argo, is brought to you by Argo XTV, Go Anywhere. Escape Trailer, built for you. Zeiss, confidence in the toughest conditions. And these fine sponsors.
Welcome to this episode of Bowzone, a How to Hunt series powered by Argo. I'm here with Keith McDonald, and we're talking about whitetails. Keith, you've just gone through the outfitting portion of your season. How did you guys do?
We actually did pretty good. We killed 4 out of 5, which is pretty good with archery. All 140 and up.
Yeah.
I have one more guy right now. My guide Will is taking care of him today.
Okay.
Good friend of mine, Bobby Oakley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Tell me about your little area, because you've got kind of the neatest area. We've got the bow zone, which is really unique, but you actually have a bow zone inside the bow zone that's like your own private bow zone, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah. So we have Enoch Reserve. It's 4 by 5 miles. And if you look at an overhead map, there's a wood lot that runs from the casino
Yeah.
to the 627. So that's 4 miles of straight woods, a mile long, a mile wide, and then it goes 2 miles wide into the ranch, what we call the ranch. So it's like a T.
So not only do you have something that's like
So special.
It's super special. So the bow zone itself that we have is really, really special, but then you have your own private one. And I don't think there's too many people that really bow hunt it. I mean, like, you're kind of the main guy. Is there other guys? Like, do you have pressure from other residents? Like inside the bow zone, we have pressure on almost every quarter, right?
Well, there's only 2 other bow hunters besides me, and they're
Wow.
both my buddies, my guide, and then my good friend John.
Awesome.
But there's a couple of young guys who are getting into it, but they're still learning, and I'm not going to teach them any tricks until they put their gun away.
So can you teach us some tricks? Like, what do you do inside that private bow zone that you would consider super smart, or tricks, or what you could give as advice to a different hunter? Because you have a lot of experience. Not only do you have your own company inside that zone, but I mean, you worked for, I believe, for Jim Hull for quite a while, I think.
Yeah.
And so we would have learned a lot from him. And then now taking all that knowledge and then using all the knowledge that you have in the bush, what are some of the super cool things that you do?
Well, for me, as a guide, big thing is entry-exit. You have to have a good entry-exit. Quiet. I go in, I trim the lane like you. It's, to me, entry-exit's a big thing because a lot of my stuff is in woods, so it's in bedding areas. So you're slipping in the dark, and it's a big wood lot, so you don't know. There could be a giant buck sitting right over there, standing right with a doe 50 yards away from you, right? So if you do things right and you get up quiet, all my trees are already hanging, all my stands are in, they're pinned, they're tight, they don't move, they're quiet. Like I find in my reserve, quads, they don't care. Human stalking, they don't care. But as soon as you leave that trail and you make they care.
One crunch.
They care.
So how do you deal with, like, this year we have no snow, we got leaves on the ground everywhere. Like, do you go and clean those trails up a little bit so it's quiet, or what's the instructions to the hunter?
Well, all my hunters, a lot of my guys are very experienced bull hunters. I don't like to take newbies too much because of the way I'm set up. It's a tough hunt. You know, it's the Edmonton Bowzone. It's not an easy hunt. And if you mess up, like if I got guys coming week after week, I don't want these stands getting messed up either. Sometimes we have stands that we use almost every chance we get, like primary scrapes. I love primary scrapes. You know why I love primary scrapes.
Sure. Actually, I do know why he loves primary scrapes, but why don't we show you why he loves primary scrapes? Let's go to some of the most amazing footage, the best footage I've seen from Keith, and an unbelievably huge deer. Let's check it out.
I see his tail flickering. He's done over there. Oh my, I'm sure I smoked him good. Oh man. Double main beam, he's a stud, man.
I came in today on this deer. I didn't want to. I told the guys, I said, I'm going to go in there and I'm not going to do anything because I don't have to do anything because the deer come here without. This is my most active camera. We've killed deer here every year for the past 4 years. So I thought I'll come in, I won't do anything. I sat from about 2 o'clock, 1:32 I came in. About 20 minutes before dark, I blew in a can just as quiet as I could. And then 3 tending grunts. And I heard him coming. And he was coming. He wanted me to know he was there. He was coming. And when he showed up and I seen double main beam, I nearly fell out of my tree on that one. I could feel a little bit of fever coming on. Didn't even have to stop him. He stopped for me. Gave him one right through the lungs.
There he is.
Oh, I knew he died right there. I said, oh, look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, man. What is that? What is that? What is that? It's a monster. What is that? Oh, my. What? What? Oh.
I'm emotional, man. Got 2 triple eye guards. Then he's got, I guess it wouldn't be almost a double main beam, but it's off the same pedicle, so it's another second, almost the same length as his main beam. It's a mainframe 8, I guess. And it's heavy. Like, look I got big hands, and there's no way I'm touching. They're bladed. This is a swamp monster. Like,
Where's that?
we don't see these. We just don't.
Let's go.
For Tipai.
Wicked, dude.
Here it is, boys. Let's get him out of here.
Welcome back. We just saw Keith's wicked footage. I mean, unbelievable deer. Double main beam, triple brow-tines on both sides. Like a pretty compact rack, but a lot of stuff going on inside that rack.
Yeah.
And then just, yeah, that deer has been around for a long, long time, right? Like that's a deer that you call the ghost. It's Cipe, right? Cipe in Cree.
Yeah.
And I said it wrong, obviously, but that's pretty amazing to be able to go into one of those places and get one of those animals. The last time you shot a buck on Bowzone, it was right down to the wire. I mean, you were working your butt off and right down to the wire. I remember you telling me that you weren't sure if you'd be able to get one, and it was pressure and it was tough. And then you got one and it was amazing and we were just elated. And now this time it was just a lot of super smart, hard work put in ahead of time, and then basically you just walked in. How long did you sit for?
1:30, and I shot him at 4:30, and that was my first sit of the year.
That was your first sit. Yeah. So
I shot one other time for a couple hours, and I just wanted to go watch the field and then I climbed out.
But isn't that funny how that works, right? It's like totally unforgiving. Mother Nature.
But I
just
worked all year, right?
Yeah, that's true. But it's just funny how it works. I mean, the last couple of years I've been sitting. I've sat like maybe 1 time or 2 times, or maybe 3 or 4 days, and then get a nice deer. And this year it's been I'm on day 27 now. So you just never know. Yeah, I don't think it matters how much time you put in. It's kind of like when your time is coming, it's there. And sometimes it's quick and sometimes it's not. So, but I think you brought the deer, right?
Yeah, I brought it.
So let's check it out.
There it is.
So that is so crazy to me. That is unbelievable. Like triple brow-tines. Whoa. And just the mass through the main beams here is crazy. That is a deer of a lifetime. Now you said it got scored.
Yeah.
It got rough scored. So
Yeah.
what was the rough score on this giant?
187.5.
Wow.
So 30 inches just on this.
Wow.
So 157-inch main 9 point, I guess, or whatever you call it. So this here, Ryan, is the reason I tell people, even if you see what you think is a dink
Yeah.
8 point,
Yeah.
because it's 3 years old and it just has nothing.
Yeah.
When they're 10 years old, that's a dink 8 point.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. So I have something for you that I picked up. I think it was many years ago, but I believe it's the Shed, and I'd say for sure it is.
I'm gonna say
Wow,
that's it.
that
So
is-
that's what happens. Look at if you would have seen this, that's a nice deer. Yeah, you know, decent deer, but you probably might not shoot that deer, but you let them grow 4 more years, and that's what you get.
So do we have any idea of how old you think this buck is? Because I picked this up in 21.
And this is I'm gonna say a 4-year-old deer.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know, right?
Yeah.
Like the deer that we have in the Bowzone, they're so interesting because you don't know really how old they are. I think the deer that I'm after right now is between 12 and 15 years old. Like I know it's not within 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. I know it's way older than that. And I gotta believe that, who knows how old this buck is? This buck
That
could
could have
be
been even 5,
7,
6, yeah,
7, 8 years old, right? So that would put that deer at
10, 11.
yeah.
Yeah, no teeth.
Yeah, that's right.
No teeth.
We filmed that,
Yeah.
and hopefully we can get that in part of the video. But no teeth at all on the top, right? Just the bottom,
Yeah.
the bottom teeth. So yeah, unbelievable buck. Really crazy, really wild. There's even some webbing in here. Like
Yeah, he's got some.
I remember when I picked up this shed, I was really excited because it had a blowhole.
Yeah, that's
Right?
what you're in the blowholes out here.
So super funny. But yeah, there you go. That's
Even
my
when you
gift to you. You get the
It's like 20 pounds.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. What an amazing whitetail. So you're now the proud owner of the shed, right? When you shoot the buck, you get the shed back. No matter.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we do. If you have a shed and somebody shoots the buck, you give the shed back, which is I think the way to go.
Dropper there.
Right? Like there could have been one on here too, but no, pretty unbelievable.
It looks like this stayed, and then he got another main beam off of the bottom. Is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Because this is definitely the same deer. I mean, look at the brow-tine too. The brow-tine is just one big long tine,
Yeah.
and then you've got it splits into 3. Like, what a difference! What a change! You lost this, so there's no sticker off the back,
Yeah.
and there's no drop on this anymore. But what? Like, you would never expect to grow that.
And look, you can just tell he never came out in the sun, and he never left the spruce trees. All this was all spruce on him.
Yeah, that's
So
wild.
he stayed in the dark. He stayed deep in the
Yeah,
woods.
and that's what you want, right? You want that black rack. That is an unbelievable black dark rack. Seeing that mass and that black rack coming through the bush. That's
As soon
the
as I
fun.
seen him come over that hill just before we got him on camera there,
Yeah.
he was on a trail. As soon as I seen him come
You
over
saw
the hill,
that.
I'm like, game on.
Yeah.
Record.
Who wouldn't?
No question.
Anyways, we got to go to a commercial break, so we'll be right back.
It's Halloween morning. I'm out sitting, it's -4. It feels a lot colder because there's a really strong wind. I'm staying warm in my coat of silence gear, which has been a huge blessing, and I can't wait to use it later in the season when it's even colder. Anyways, this morning I did a light rattle, and then I heard some footsteps, so I grabbed my bow quick, thinking they were further in the back, but the buck was already exposed, I guess, and the buck hopped off. I seen his rack, he looked good. I didn't have a good look at it other than his main beams when he kind of jumped and hopped off. The doe stuck around. Kind of was stomping, huffed a bit, sniffed around, and then just slowly left north. So they left separated. And I'm trying to hopefully pull that buck back, but it hasn't happened yet. So I just finished my morning hunt, and I thought I would show off my new gear from Coat of Silence that I'm absolutely loving right now. This system of theirs is called the Cold Fial 2.0 Sub Extreme. Basically, it covers you if you're a bow hunter in Alberta during the whitetail rut. It is super warm. It's actually too warm for the weather that we're having today. We're not quite in the peak of the cold that we usually experience. It is soft, which I love. Soft, and when it's soft, it's quiet. And that is also super important, especially in really cold weather conditions when you're bow hunting, because things can sound quiet or appear quiet when you're first putting it on and getting out there, but when you're sitting in -20 or -30 temperatures and all of a sudden you decide to draw back your bow, things that didn't make a sound make sounds. And in this case, this won't make a sound. So this is actually like a wool, which I also love because it's good quality. It's a wool fleece blend, and it also absorbs the light as well. So just so many benefits to this system. And of course it has something I also love is my harness can get fed through the back as well. Lots of pockets. It's flexible. So yeah, it's warm, it's soft, it absorbs the light, it's flexible, and it will do its job. It'll help you stay longer in the tree. Another tree stand up, courtesy of Kyle, which is very kind of you.
You're very good at it.
We've had our biggest buck hitting the scrape right close to this over here. Yeah, today is November 4th, and I'm sitting in a new tree stand that we just set up yesterday. So last night I made it out a little later for my evening sit. Well, sure enough, I heard something a lane over from me, and I bleated. I should have rattled, but I bleated, and a buck came in. A nice buck. It was kind of getting a little dusky out, so couldn't quite make him out. I think he's a heavy 4 that I've had on camera. He came in and he stopped at about 40 yards, and he was kind of slightly getting my wind. Not completely, but enough to stop him, and he was just kind of smelling in the air. But before he got to that point, he looked committed, so I drew. And then I held my draw for like 2 minutes. I don't even know, maybe longer. And he decided to leave. At that time, I took my phone and I noticed a message from my husband. And I thought it was a doe. I thought he shot a doe, and he said, I'm gonna need some help. But it was actually a buck, and his target buck that he's had an opportunity on before, and he shot it. So, anyways, if he didn't stop, we might have also both shot bucks at the same time, like literally at the same time. It was pretty cool.
Sit here, just got set up, did a few grunts and a little bit of rattling. Shooter buck came in. I don't have that much intel on this area, just because I'm doing Strathcona after tagging out in my usual zone. I'm just gonna give them a little bit of time, but get on them early, because them coyotes are gonna get them if I don't.
Welcome back to Bowzone. I'm here with Keith. We just watched Michelle. She's got some awesome Coda Silence gear. I think there's, a new type of gear coming, a silent type of gear, a wool type of gear that is kind of coming back into in circulation. I know that back in the day, you probably remember King of the Mountain was like a big deal, right? And then it went to Sitka, a different type of fabric, and now it's gone into like the two together, which is pretty amazing. I mean, it's a really wicked garment. I wear it, and I'm really happy with it. What surprises me the most about it is that like how silent it is. It's called Coda Silence, and I mean it's a great name, right? It's cool, but it actually delivers. Like, and how important do you think silence is?
Well, like I said earlier, they tolerate a few different things, but a foreign noise in the woods. They hear leaves crunch, they hear snap twigs, but they don't hear your gear rubbing, or they don't hear your gear clicking against your stand.
Yeah, no,
that's a foreign sound to them, right?
Yeah, I know. I've
noticed. I've seen them go on guard from just your a zipper or your boot touching the.
Yeah.
And then you get into that staring match, and
I actually hit my limb. I hit my cam on my zipper the other day, and they heard it. They heard it. It was like right across the whole field. And they're like, "Wow, we heard that."
Yeah, right? But if that was just tree hitting another tree, they would have just.
Not a big deal.
It happens all the time out there, right?
Yeah, that's true. What's really funny is I have my e-bike that I've been cruising around with, and because we have no snow, it's leaves, right?
Oh.
And so the e-bike makes this sound, and the deer actually like it.
Sounds like you're wrestling.
It sounds like bucks chasing does. So I've had a couple encounters where bucks come right to the base of my tree. They follow me right to the tree, and they're snort wheezing and running around the tree, thinking that that there was a buck chasing a doe. Right?
How close do you bring your e-bike? Pretty close, I guess.
I drive it right to the base of the tree.
Lean it up against the tree.
Right to the base. Because if I can't get it to the base, then I maybe have like a 50-yard walk or something to the stand, and then I just run.
This year, so I bought a side by side last year. Before I was always just taking guys in my truck, because I could get and then I let them walk that last 50 yards in.
Yeah.
Now base of the tree. Yeah. I'm driving guys to the base of the tree.
That's really smart.
I pull up and I'm like, your tree's right there.
Yeah.
They don't have to look. There's nobody wandering around in the dark in the morning.
Yeah.
They're at the tree, and then those deer hear quads go by those trails every day.
Yeah.
But they don't smell people walking around every day because nobody walks around. It's all quad trails, right?
Right.
So I found.
No, that's.
So smart. I've had hunters tell me I drove out, and a buck came down my trail 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
To go and investigate the noise.
No, it's really smart. I wish there was a way I could do that, but I can't quad myself to my tree. I got to figure that one out. Maybe I'll parachute in. How about Blair St. Martin?
That's cool.
That's like the quintessential deadly Bowzone
comes in
archery shot. He's got both cameras, got the GoPro running, and the buck comes right in, like waits. His I think his like mustache and beard matches his Sitka gear pretty good.
Yeah, I got a stain on there.
Yeah. So he's super camo. and then his grunt. Maybe that was an interesting sound. What kind of sound was that?
Like a burp or got a cough.
But I got to give him kudos because that's his second deer. He shot a deer early in the season with his general tag. Then he went to Strathcona County into a new area he's never been to, and then shot this great buck on video with, you can see he's trying. I don't know if we got footage from the other cameras, but he's trying, right, with both cameras. And that's super hard to do. Like, how hard is that to film your own bow hunt? Especially for a guy that's brand new. He's just started bow hunting, and now he's got 2 bucks down and 2 on video. I mean,
he just started bow hunting.
He just started bow hunting whitetails, like kind of the way we do it, and then joining Bowzone Live. So he's really crushing it, if you ask me. Yeah. And a great video. I mean, that's the video that you want to see. That's the video that gets you really excited, right? It just worked out perfect. So I thought that was pretty amazing. And I do think we got a picture from Nick, too, from Lone Wolf Taxidermy.
Oh, yeah.
He crushed a mule deer. Yeah. I think he had a mule deer kind of somewhere around his house and kept seeing it. And so that's pretty awesome. I am also trying to shoot a mule deer right now. I'd like to be able to get that other animal for the ABL Alberta Bowhunters Association. They have this thing called the Grandmaster where you shoot all the Pope and Youngs. And I think it's 6 Pope and Youngs. And I just need 1 more. And then I'll have the Grandmaster.
I gotta start buying tags and I could go do that.
Yeah, well, you can have...
You can do it without a tag though, probably.
Sure, but you could have a Strathcona County tag. You go after another buck, right? You've got
property over there.
You've got your first buck, and then you could go after another. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so let's go quickly talk about the guiding operation because we got to go to a commercial break really quick. But how many guides do you take a year?
This year I took 7.
And how many can you take?
I have 8 tags,
Okay.
but I'm changing my format next year. I'm gonna cut back on hunters.
Yep.
And I'm gonna bring in fines for killing immature deer, and I want to only strictly kill 140s mature or better.
And how do guys get a hold of you?
780-887-4579. My
Okay.
phone number.
There it
Easy
is.
enough.
Awesome. Okay, we got to go to a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Just filmed that big 4x4 with split brow tines. That's a stud whitetail. Oh, I'm getting busted by the other doe now. Shouldn't have talked so loud. But that buck just ran off 100 miles an hour because there's a big bull moose. And he's just coming. He's coming and he scared both deer. What a night. I need some snow, pretty bad, because I can't really see anything and I can't really hear anything, so that's tough. But I'm actually really enjoying my sits. They're really nice. The weather's warm. Can't really see or hear, but that's okay. A pretty good evening last night. Last night was on fire. I filmed that big 5x4. He was a huge buck. And that moose scared him. It was just so cool. And then this morning I filmed, I think I keep filming the same 5x5 with broken tine over and over. I grunt him right to the tree. And then there's a smaller 4x4 that's heavy. He just doesn't come to the grunt at all. And no sign of any shooters yet, so yeah, just chilling in the spruce, waiting for stuff to walk by. I'm just rocking the Dakota Silence here now for 15 days straight, and let me say this about the garments. I will say this without, giving it. I'll tell you exactly what I think, and it is the best. It is like squirrel fur or something. It is awesome. It is so quiet. It is the quietest by miles, the quietest garment, and everything's in a pretty good place. I'm not a big fan of the hoodies, but I use them when I'm riding the e-bike. I ride in and out of my spots because there's no snow, and you can, and I don't like having my footprints anywhere, so I ride in and out of just about everything. I just throw the e-bike in the truck and then rip around. So, and I mean, as you saw in the video, if you look closely in the video last night, I have a shot where both bucks are literally sniffing the bike. They don't care. The deer don't care about the bike. The doe kind of did care, and she snorted and ran away, so that sucked. But anyways, I'm just rolling. I'm gonna go eat a sandwich, shoot my bow 4 or 5 times, and then just get back in the stand. So I'll see you later on.
There's the old stand right there. This is the new one right here. It's a little higher. I should be able to launch one through there or through there.
dark blood. I know, but I saw some light. Louis got a shot on a buck, big buck that we've known for a couple of years. And it's not a great hit, but I think it's a lethal hit. Here's the beast. Killer beast. And a bloody arrow with bubbles in it. Yeah, that's good.
You got him? Fucking right. I love this hunt. I love that hunt.
Wait till you see him.
Oh, they did get to him, eh? He probably died right away. He didn't go this far.
They got to him, but I mean, yeah, they got to him.
Oh man, look how fast they were on that deer. Dude, that is unbelievable. That is a real problem.
We
You
left
want
this
that-
deer for like, I don't know, 2 hours? Maybe it was 3.5 hours, something like that. Like the deer looked like he might have been shot in the back, like a little bit back, but it was shot right through the whole deer, and the coyotes ate it in 3 hours. What do we even do about that? There's nothing you can even do. That was too fast.
You know what? Bittersweet. You know, it's elation, but at the same time disappointment. And this is a cranker. This is one of my best deer ever, if not my best deer ever. And you know what? The coyotes got to him. Too bad. You have to give a deer some time. You can't chase him. You risk losing that deer forever. And unfortunately, nature sometimes gets a bite too. And the coyotes got this guy before we could get to him in time.
Okay, we're back. We just saw Louis DeBrusk's pack. Keith, I know that actually what's kind of funny about that pack, and we could probably pull some footage from 4 or 5 years ago when Louis came and shot with you, it was the same thing, right? The coyotes completely gone. Remember? Yeah. I had never seen that before, actually. We did leave it overnight, mind you, but I mean every single piece of meat was off.
Some of the bones were gone too.
Everything was gone. Yeah, they ate the rib cage and everything. But it was really cold.
Yeah.
Remember, it was like minus 20.
Yeah.
And so that actually had happened to Louis twice. But this time, and I mean, I've never seen it this bad. We left it for a couple hours, right? But a couple hours should be pretty safe. Yeah. And you can't really see in the video like the details of the what really was going on there. Like the entire hind quarter, both sides, totally eaten. They were getting into most of the guts and the organs. But if you lifted that front leg up, they got all the way through that front leg and all the way into the other side. Like I just folded the leg skin over top to make it look like it wasn't, like the other half wasn't eaten. Yep. The whole thing was eaten. So, I mean, it's just nuts that sometimes those coyotes can get in there and they can take that animal and totally demolish it that quickly.
You know what was funny? This year, my first batch of hunters, when it was still pretty warm, they said, hey, you know, they killed a lot of coyotes because, of course, Jesperson's, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, I don't know, they go kill them. I don't know. They must have killed lots if you're not seeing them. And then the last week.
Yeah, coyotes everywhere.
Everywhere. Cameras. I have a video, a picture yesterday of 3 coming down the trail together. And you don't see them like that. Usually it's like solo or else two at the most, right?
We actually got a photo. So I used the Moultrie cameras to try to find a deer for Louis, right? Like we just try to find some bucks for Chase, my son, for Louis, and then I have a good friend Sean that's hanging out, and I had a client that came too, and so we were trying to find deer for some other people. So we found that buck, and then Louis got like the speed set like totally nailed. And so speed set basically is, you know, you bring in your pegs and your stand and you just roll into the tree, and you've never hunted there before at all, and you just put them in and sit, right? So that's different from what you do. What you're doing is you have like classic stands and great areas, rut areas where you know they're going to come through. Yeah. And then this is just a different tactic, but I think that tactic also can pay dividends. It can be really good.
Well, I have that same, we've used that same tactic before. We call it up and in.
Okay,
low wolf set of sticks.
Yeah.
Walk in. We already have the tree picked out. You go in.
Yeah.
And I try to pick a spot if like, because I'm in the woods all the time, right? And I'm like, that would be a good spot for up and in. Yeah. There's no trees around. It's you don't have to cut no lanes, you know, but you still got some cover.
That's cool that you call it up and in.
Yeah. We actually did that this year.
With one of your clients?
William did it.
Oh, cool.
And he killed a big 10-point. He
killed a big one. Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
probably
awesome.
160 inch tag.
You'll have to show me the picture after this.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great. Yeah. So, but with Louis too, he's got like limited time,
Yeah.
and it just worked out so good. And he did it the year before too. So last year he did the same thing where he just went and did a speed set and then shot a buck. And this time it was actually an amazing, like a pretty nice buck, like a nice solid 150. He had split brow tines on both sides, a little short G2s, but really good main beams, really good tines, nice weight throughout both horns. So pretty awesome. And then what was also kind of interesting was the shot itself, right? Like he shot the deer he quartered right through the whole deer, but we got the video on his phone where it looked like, there was some blood at the back that was the entry, and the deer kind of like, walked slow to the bush edge. And so we thought give it time for sure. So what do you do? Like, what's your do you have a policy, or what do you do let's say a hunter says, I blacked out, it was so exciting, I don't know what happened, the arrow went somewhere in the body. Like, what do you do?
I tell them, sit there and calm down till after dark. Sit as your usual. If it's 3 in the afternoon, you're still sitting until 20 minutes after dark. Slip out quietly. And then from there, it's hard. I've had guys do that. Come in, I'm like, where'd you hit him? I don't know.
Sure.
Okay, well, was he quartered away? I don't know. As soon as I seen him, I got ready, and then they black out. It's like you said, it happens, right?
Yeah.
And so typically what I do is we wait till the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, with anything that's questionable like that. Unless he says we can go get my arrow and we can slip in there and grab the arrow, I don't mind doing that. And then the arrow tells a lot of story, right?
Sure. So what do you look for on the arrow?
I like lung blood, obviously, but a little bit of bubbles.
Yeah.
But I don't like seeing paunch. Of course, you don't like seeing the clear liquid of the gut.
Yeah.
Nice red, heavy liver blood, just they'll die.
Yeah.
You just got to take your time, right? A lot of people get too excited, especially kill a big deer. First thing you want to run after and go put your hands on it, right? Even mine, I seen them twitch and die, and I still slipped in, got my arrow, slipped out quiet as I could, got on my quad, drove the opposite way. Like I went the long way home. Like I wasn't taking no chances.
Yeah, you just never know what they're going to do. They're wild animals, and they can get up and go another 200 yards and maybe not bleed.
Yeah, or else, they're tough if you spook them. Just like Louis said, if they go 200 yards, you think it's easy to find a deer in the woods 200 yards when they slide underneath something? Or
sure,
I walk by deer looking for them.
What about as far as like when you get there in the next day? Do you have like something that you follow, like a way of finding the blood, or do you have any rules?
Well, obviously you get to the bottom of the stand, and then because that tells a big story. Okay, they say, okay, he was right here, or you find the arrow, and then maybe, okay, that tells you he was quartering away, maybe he was quartering 2, and then just start looking for blood, right?
Are you marking blood with anything?
Well, if it's getting thin, yeah, we mark the last blood. Always mark the last blood. And to me, it's probably like that for you too, but you go in the morning, first thing you do is just listen, just quiet.
Yeah.
You hear birds, you hear coyotes rustling.
Yeah. That's a big deal, actually.
That's because a dead deer in the woods makes a lot of noise.
For sure it does. Right? Okay, that's a really good tip. I think being quiet's really, really important, obviously. And then also, I think just listening, right? Always just listening and being really aware of the sounds and knowing the sounds, like coyotes running, deer running, they're totally different. Squirrels running, they're totally different. Anyway, we'll be right back and we'll talk a little bit about my pack.
Hey, welcome back. Okay, Ryan, what have you been up to here the last couple of weeks?
So the last couple of weeks has turned into 27 days. So I was waiting for this deer to show up. So I've got a whitetail that's pretty cool, and he shows up in one spot every year, but you got to wait for him. Like he's not there all the time, right? So you got to go there and hunt while nothing's there. Mm-hmm. So that's been tough for the first 10 days or so. And then he showed up. And we started to kind of try to get him figured out with some of the cameras and try to figure out where to go and where to sit. And then he became really smart. I think, actually, I was talking about the e-bike before, and we showed the e-bike and how the bucks don't care. But I do believe that he kind of learned the sound. I think the first few times he actually followed it for a couple of times because I'd get a picture of him on a camera and he'd be like right behind me, right? Yeah. And it was dark though, so I couldn't see him. And so it's super nerve-wracking because it's there. But I think over time, he learned that the wheels turning on that bike was me coming, right? So, and then once he knew that it was me coming, I think he basically just went around and checked my wind. And then he would check my wind 2 or 3 times in the last couple of weeks, so I got busted 2 or 3 times by him. I never saw him because he would check my wind at 100 and something yards. So I've never laid eyes on. Sorry, that's not true. I saw him once in the daylight for like a millisecond. I had my Zeiss binos. I used my Zeiss binos in the stand. I got a little tiny pair of Zeiss binos. They're unbelievable. And I was just glassed through the trees in the morning, and I just saw this little thing go by. Right, it was just like, you know, when you see something, it's just like this smallest little movement, and you're not even sure if it's real. Right, I just picked up my binos, and then I just saw that one side, and then it was gone.
Smart, eh?
Yeah, you know what? I've been humbled by this deer. I basically believed I could just kill any deer. I really did. And I think that this deer has humbled me big time because he's figured out kind of how I come in and out, I think. He's kind of patterned me, and then he's figured out how to get around the stands. Even when I put up a new stand, he's somehow figuring out how to get around me. And then I got smarter, right? I stopped using the e-bike. I started walking in, but also, you know, it's pretty easy, as you know, right now. Like you're using quads to get in, so it's a thing, right? Like you can hear me coming. My footsteps are loud, and it's a lot of leaves on the ground. So I think he kind of picked up on that too. And then, of course, we're in a time now in the rut where we're, you know, it's November 25, and so you've got like a doe with 6 bucks chasing it, and you got to kind of wait till that ends, which is going to be, I don't know how many more days before potentially he gets back into like sort of a regular cycle of getting back into an area that I might be able to get on him. So yeah, it's been tough. Yeah, pretty tough. And I think a lot of people have had a tough season this year. We have no snow, warm weather. Yeah. It makes it, you know, obviously you didn't have a very tough season. So
yeah, it was a good one.
Just one day and a couple hours, and you're shooting 186-inch deer. So hopefully the other team members can put some more deer up. I know that a few of the guys have done a really good job. So
yeah, cool.
So yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah,
so I'm going to stick to it.
I you know what, I can say for the last couple of years.
I know for sure you know what I'm talking about, because I remember a few years ago when you were pretty stressed out and you were calling and saying, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to get one, right? So
yeah, I think we got that on video that day when I almost gave up. I talked about it.
Yeah.
It was tough. I think I put in 90 hours that year.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, no, it is tough. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. We had a great time making it, and we got another great show coming up. Thanks for watching Bowzone, a How to Hunt series powered by Argo.
Bowzone, a How to Hunt series powered by Argo, is brought to you by Argo XTV, Go Anywhere. Escape Trailer, built for you. Zeiss, confidence in the toughest conditions. And these fine sponsors.